Okay, so for this video, I'm gonna kind of be talking about Jackson's video on why Call of Duty will never be the same. It's kind of like a reaction, although I've watched it multiple times already, and it's also like me putting like my thoughts in it, kind of. So basically, I'm gonna just go ahead and start out with a real big part of it that really has been a problem for a while. The SMGs, because they've been pretty much the same as an assault rifle, except better, because let's see, better fire rate, less recoil. They're going to be better in close range. Whenever you're not aiming, you have better accuracy when not aiming, and better accuracy overall. And they barely put off any flash from every bullet, from the bullets you fire. Yeah, I know it doesn't seem like that big of a problem, but whenever you get into it with like a big, fast-paced game like Call of Duty, it can get really, really aggravating pretty quickly. I mean, sometimes you can even just have it be either retarded. They can be really, really, really effective with it. And they might even get to the point that they're one of the people that just use the same gun over and over, which makes the game uninteresting, because it's more fun to be killed by some guy suicide bombing with an RPG than being killed by some random guy just with a shotgun or sniper, which I'll get into shotguns and snipers problems, but for now let's just focus on the SMG because they're more widely used, although shotguns about just as much. So here's the one with the shotguns, is close quarters. Yeah, it's a shotgun, it's gonna one-shot you. But it's been getting a little bit retarded. Like slug rounds or something that you can do with ammunition on them. That makes sense, because it's a slug, not pellets. So it fires farther and does more damage at range. But the problem is most shotguns, like like most of the other shotguns, they just are stupid with their pellets. Because it's either that they just are so tightly packed that every pellet hits, causing a lot of damage, or that they're just pretty OP to begin with, no matter where you are. I mean, the Olympia, you can put a freaking sniper scope, so it's definitely seems to be that COD's probably aware of this. So basically, that's their problem. Now, snipers. This ain't too big of a problem in most other game modes. It can be at some points, but not too much. This is mainly just in ground war, and because most of the maps are so just flat landed area. But the main map that I'm having trouble with is Verandisk. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's just pretty much just one big game of snipers and campers and stuff like that, because it's either you're camping in a building so you don't get sniped, or you're sniping and watch out for campers, which really just makes it to where every other gun is just not even worth using. Or they're doing both, camping in some small area with a sniper, which is pretty stupid. Especially when you can put on things that make you better at close range with a sniper, like better scopes for close range that don't give you as much of a magnification. So another part of Jackson's video that really kind of shows out is the part where he starts talking about like the real reason like why Call of Duty ain't that good anymore. Mainly this is like the part where it kind of gets boring and confusing. So basically, I don't remember completely as recording this video, but he starts talking about what overall makes it terrible, which this is where I'm going to put in one of my thoughts, which is the player base, which he does say this in his video, but I'm going to put a lot more detail into it. A lot of the player base anymore, like you already said, is just snipers, SMGs, and shotguns. But people have gotten so toxic with camping and other things like that that make it even worse. of a game to play, because you can't even play voice chat. I mean, there's been so many times when people are just real toxic and during just voice chat. Yeah, just the voice chat. I mean, you can't really have someone in a game like that, now can you? Where it's just literally people just yelling at you and crap. But you can never find anyone with an actual, some kind of headset with a mic on it or anything like that. And all players, all they do is just grind, in which it just gains them a lot of XP. So like 90% of the time you'll see like level 200, level 100, stuff like that. Like, whenever the game first came out, I did not get it, but Jackson did. And literally, all he said was that there was already like a prestiged player in his, like, one of his matches a couple days after he got the game. Which you think would be kind of stupid and unfun, but apparently they find it fun or something like that. And which really nobody likes, just somebody that instantly is better than them at everything and have everything unlocked. Now I can see like one reason why you would want to, like, in your free time, and where you don't have anything better to do in your free time, you can just grind to get more of the guns. But it's a lot more fun to play and actually have fun while you're getting those. Which really, this just ends up in the game being complete trash in multiplayer. Not because the multiplayer is bad, but because the players are terrible, making this game even worse than it came out on launch. But the game is a wonderful game, don't get me wrong. Just that these players do not know the difference between playing a game and beating a game without any reason to. If you're getting what I'm meaning. Because you can just find people that already have the game complete, and then what's the point in even playing the game if you have everything done? Just take your time with it. You don't want to be done with one game and then have it all dried up, it having to wait about a year for like the next good game to come out. Which really doesn't really matter, because it's too late at this point to stop that part, because everybody's already like level 150 or more, except for people that just recently got the game. And it hasn't been out that long, so let's hope it gets better as the game progresses. But let's also hope that it doesn't go so long that the game's not even fun to play anymore and people have just moved on. I want to make sure that you don't get trapped in an infinite loop of, if this game is fun till this point, and then nobody else plays it. Or at least nobody else that has a freaking life. But that's just me on that part, kind of. This is also a lot of people too, but that's kind of my take on it. Now, a wonderful addition is the addition of vehicles and ground war. If you can remember in the first World War II Call of Duty, World at War, you could find on many of the maps in like Capture the Flag and things like, or Domination, there was tanks and stuff that you could get into, and it was fun to drive, although it was a lot more confusing than it is right now to just drive one. But now the tanks, they've kind of taken it a little bit far, because I mean, take the APC, you can carry a bunch of people and you have a cannon on top. Really good, but it's not good enough, because freaking just an entire magazine is already a crap ton of health taken away from it. Which really ain't that much ammo to put into something, since most of the guns in this game are fully auto or semi-automatic, and there's a lot of people with fast trigger fingers. But then you have the one with the machine gun. I mean, that one's pretty broken, because you can get freaking rockets with it. 2 rockets, and then a bunch of stronger cannon shots, because the shots do a little bit more damage than APC shots. And this tank is also a kill streak / score streak, if you want to put on that kind of perk. which is kind of stupid because you can just call in one on any time, and boom, you have a freaking tank that can destroy normal players. As the APC with the MG on the top that can't carry players has so much health that normal bullets aren't going to really be enough. You're going to have to use C4 or sometimes rockets. You can't just mow them down with a machine gun or anything like that, because they just have that much health. The cars and stuff, they're really balanced, and so they're not like god fast where you can't hit anything, but they're not too slow to where it's just pretty much dead instantly as soon as you hop in, since they have perfect amount of health in my opinion, because they don't take they take more than just a clip, but they don't take too much more than just a clip. And a lot of this may not even be in this video, because this is also, not forget me talking about this. Here is another part that I'm not completely sure again if Jackson had it in his video or not, but it's the freaking part about how everybody in this game, literally everybody, already has everything, which I already talked about this not that long ago, but I'm gonna put detail into this one. I mean, the guns are really good and they're balanced and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong on that part. I'm just completely fine with the gun and content with how they are, and they're gonna be adding more guns, which is something that I don't really like, because that means you have to buy things. But I'm really hoping what they did, like they do it how they did with Black Ops 4, where like specialists and stuff, instead this time it's weapons, you can just wait till they're free to everybody, which is something I liked, so you didn't have to like pay $16 or $15 on just a gun just to get the COD points for it. Now the microtransactions, they're just gonna make the game even worse than it already is. Is getting to be worse. Gameplay wise, microtransactions are really balanced. Money wise, you can tell like they put just a little bit in, they have like a really odd number, like 1,200 COD points, so you have to buy even more, 2 things of COD points sometimes just to get one thing, which I think is stupid. Everything should just be like the lowest amount is like the worst things, but they're more like just wearable, and then the most expensive COD point things should be guns, but also at some point you should let everybody be able to use it, like Ram 7. The Ram 7 is a really good assault rifle. It's been out for a while, and it's pretty fun to use. Now, I wouldn't say that it's the most OP weapon of all time, but it's not overly balanced, so at least they got that right this time. But also, I kind of hate the way that they've been getting into like how the gameplay is. Like, they're starting to make it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. Like mounting, that's a good feature and all, but it's a lot easier just to peek a corner. But really, it's a useful thing, and I would keep it there, and just like how it is. But then other things like being able to parachute from helicopters, or how they just make it to where you have to get rid of your kill streaks for 3 extra perks. It really just is a bunch of stuff that almost nobody's gonna use, but they just put in there so that they can just make more money, because really for them it's just all about the money. It's not the player base or anything anymore, like how it used to be. But at some point though, they are probably gonna do something about this. I have that feeling that they aren't just gonna leave it a crappy game that no one's gonna play after a year. I think it might be like an actual good game that might last like 2 or 3 Call of Duties ahead, and that people might actually play this more often than most of the others. Now, for the most part though, really good job on Treyarch, because they did a lot for this game, and they didn't make it like any of the other Call of Duties. He's adding new stuff, but going back to how it kind of old was, trying to satisfy all the fans. Of course, there's even more to it than just how it used to be and that stuff. Now, like I said, I don't want to get you all confused that this is a full-on like reaction or hate video or anything like that to Jackson's, which clearly is not a hate video. But this is just a video, just me talking about what he talked about, since he did originally come up with it, but I am gonna leave credibility to him in the description. There's a link to his channel, or it might be the video. This might be changed by whenever I actually put it in. It might either be the video or his channel. I'm probably gonna do the video, but yeah, mostly this is all that I really have to talk about, since it's a really good game and all. They just have a bunch of things that don't make it as good as it should be, but other than that, it's pretty okay. And it's not like any of the other Call of Duties where it has new stuff, but it's not to the point to where it's just stupid. You don't know what to do at some points, which I really liked. They've done something different with it, but also kind of kept older things that we liked. Now, this video mainly was the multiplayer. I'm gonna talk more about like the campaign and special ops in a different video. I'm gonna talk about how I like and kind of hate those. I'm probably gonna have it done either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, after this video is made. It might be even longer, maybe like Saturday or Sunday. I don't completely know. But yeah, that's it for this video, and that's all I have to say about what Jackson had. Sorry if it seems like I'm delaying this. It's just that I don't really have, you can tell in my voice kind of, like I've been having a runny nose and stuff. I haven't been feeling too well. Of course, I haven't really done much of anything about it. But yeah, I'm gonna stop stalling this video and just get to cut with the end. So yeah, description of the video is Jackson's thing. That's all I have.